Welcome to Whispers of Weird, where we dive into the dark, the strange, and the terrifying stories that chill you to the core. Today, we're unraveling the harrowing events behind one of the most shocking school tragedies in recent years, the Apalachee High School shooting. In today's episode, we'll explore the warning signs, the missed opportunities, and the devastating consequences. This is a story of a broken system, mental health struggles, and a community left in mourning. So stay with us as we peel back the layers of this tragic case. On the morning of September 4, 2024, the town of Winder, Georgia, was shaken by a tragedy that would forever alter the lives of students, teachers, and families. A 14-year-old boy, Colt Gray, walked into Apalachee High School with an AR-style rifle hidden in his backpack. Within moments, chaos ensued and 4 innocent lives were cut short. But what led Colt Gray to commit this unimaginable act? To understand what happened that fateful day, we first need to dive into the life of Colt Gray. Colt was born and raised in Georgia, the eldest child of Colin and Marcy Gray. From a young age, Colt was known to be a quiet and reserved boy. Described by his mother as thoughtful, caring, and extremely intelligent, he appeared to be an ordinary kid on the surface, but there were deeper, troubling signs beneath. Like many kids, Colt had hobbies. He enjoyed video games and had a passion for hunting, a skill he shared with his father. His dad, Colin Gray, was an avid hunter, and Colt's familiarity with firearms came early. This would later prove to be a devastating factor in the events that unfolded. But as Colt entered his teenage years, things began to change. Family members noticed that he became increasingly withdrawn. His aunt and grandmother even expressed concerns about Colt having homicidal and suicidal thoughts in the months leading up to the shooting. But no one was able to help Colt truly with his mental health issues, and failed to see what his tormented thoughts would eventually become. There were warning signs, many of which were tragically overlooked. In 2023, Colt came under investigation by the FBI for posting online threats about a potential school shooting. These threats, traced to a Discord account under the alias Lanza, a reference to the notorious Sandy Hook shooter, Adam Lanza, raised serious concerns. However, despite an FBI investigation, Colt denied any involvement and no charges were filed. His father assured the authorities that Colt did not have unfettered access to the family's guns, but that assurance would later prove to be tragically false. The FBI eventually closed their investigation, citing a lack of probable cause. But Colt's online behavior and increasingly erratic mental state should have been red flags. He had a fascination with guns and violence, which he often masked behind a seemingly innocent exterior. Despite his quiet demeanor, those closest to him were beginning to worry. In August 2024, Colt's behavior became even more concerning. His mother, Marcy Gray, desperately tried to get her son psychiatric help. She warned school officials that something was wrong and even planned for Colt to attend therapy, but those efforts came too late. On the morning of the shooting, Colt sent his mother a text saying, "I'm sorry." His father received a similar message. Marcy, panicked, called the school and warned them of an extreme emergency. Despite these efforts, the school failed to locate Colt before the shooting started, and prevent what would soon become a nightmare situation. At 9:45 a.m., Colt Gray left his algebra class, asking to go to the front office. In his backpack was an AR-style rifle, concealed but deadly. Once in the restroom, he retrieved the weapon and opened fire. Within minutes, 4 people were killed: 2 teachers, Christina Emery and Richard Aspinwall, and 2 students, Mason Schermerhorn and Kristen Angolo. It took less than a minute for a school resource officer to apprehend Colt, but the damage had already been done. The small town of Winder was in shock. Parents rushed to the scene, hoping to hear that their children were safe, but for some, those hopes were shattered. As investigators pieced together what happened, the question on everyone's mind was, why? What had driven a 14-year-old boy to commit such a horrendous act? Was it mental illness? Was it the result of being overlooked by the system? Or was it something even deeper? Colt has been charged as an adult and faces multiple counts of murder. The community is still grappling with the loss and searching for answers. While there is no clear motive yet, authorities are continuing their investigation into Colt's online activities and his state of mind in the months leading up to the shooting. This tragic incident also raises difficult questions about the failure of systems meant to protect students. The FBI's investigation in 2023, the school's failure to act on Marcy Gray's warnings, and the ease with which Colt accessed the firearm all point to larger issues within law enforcement and mental health systems. Could this have been prevented? What should have been done differently? These are questions that will haunt the families affected by the Apalachee High School shooting for years to come. The loss of life in the Apalachee High School shooting is a reminder that we must be vigilant in addressing the mental health crisis among young people. This tragedy leaves us with a difficult but important conversation about gun control, mental health support, and how we can prevent future tragedies like this one. Let us not forget the victims and the lessons this horrifying day has taught us.